Hey, fellow informaticians. Today, the topic we are covering is still in connection to the topics we started in the field of social media analytics. First, we started with social media analytics and its effect on some fields like marketing, product development, and so on. The next session in the field of social informatics, we reviewed together the Facebook and Cambridge Analytica scandal regarding some other points. So, the point that today we are going to tackle directly is about privacy. That after doing this chapter, you will understand better why the case that we reviewed together about Cambridge Analytica was violation of privacy. The reference, the source that we are using for this session that we have together is chapter 2, privacy, from the recommended textbook that we have. You have seen the recommendation of this textbook in the course syllabus, and some of you have reached out to me and asked me to make sure if it is necessary to get this or not. As you can see, the title of the book is A Gift of Fire. Okay, it is some sort of symbolic, it is some sort of implicit meaning, but when you read this, you will understand and you will see the main points and concentration of the book, that is social, legal, and ethical issues for computing technology. So you see, when all the book is talking about social, legal, and ethical issues in this field, of course, we cannot have a full review about every aspect just in this session, that my lecture would be shorter than the previous ones. But if you are interested to this field, you can get the book and start reading it. The reason I only selected this chapter for this short lecture is the fact that it is obvious, it is vivid when you read on your own the chapters of the book. They are, especially to your generation that you have been raised with technology, with the state of art communication technologies, no need for lecture for those things. Everything is very straightforward, very understandable, and just the point is that if you are interested, you can go and read the book and get so much information about this field. When we review this chapter together, you will understand what I'm meaning, because also in the chapter you will notice the point that we refer to, you even know the points better than me, because maybe you are more savvy regarding this environment and what is ethical and what it's not. Okay. So to respect the copyright, and since the PowerPoint belongs to the publisher, I'm bringing them here exactly in the original format, and as you can see, Pearson here as the publisher, and here also this is the copyright statement, and that's the reason you see different background, just to respect copyright and some sort of, I'm trying to act ethical in this field and to respect the ownership rights of the publisher, the writer, and so on. Okay, the first slide that we see together here is privacy risks and principle. Here in this slide, it is not talking about privacy in digital world. It is not talking about our privacy as digital citizens. It is just talking totally about privacy. Even before we read the 3 bullets that you see in front of you, if I ask you, what do you think are the key aspects of privacy? It is just enough for me also to see what we expect of other people in the same house that we are living with. For example, let's consider ourselves in our room, and what is our expectation of our siblings, our parents, and when we object to them and ask them to please respect our privacy. It's exactly the same thing. Why I'm talking about these points, my friends? Because I want to tell you these things are not new things. Please don't consider yourself just as novice. I hope I use the word correctly to this area, because we have lived enough years to learn about the privacy and what we expect other people that they should respect, and what we should respect of, and how we should respect of other people's privacy. So, and again, that's the point that I didn't bring more material from this book, because again, I'm saying, if you are interested, absolutely you can go and read it on your own, and I guarantee you will learn it much, much, much better than the time that I lecture it for you. Why? Because you have a better understanding of those things, because your generation is more familiar with the new protocols of privacy as are defined by society. In fact, I should come and ask you about those things, especially when it comes to digital citizenship, digital world. Okay, so now let's go and check these things together. Key aspects of privacy. The first one, freedom from intrusion, being left alone. We all know about this point. Please leave me alone now. I want to be alone. That's one aspect, freedom from intrusion. So when you can say your privacy is respected by the people around you, no matter in real world or digital world, so you should be sure that you can rest at calmly in that private environment without being afraid to be intruded at any time. Freedom from intrusion, being left alone. The second one, control of information about oneself. For example, when we have some information, again, remember, I'm talking when I wanted to start your thinking process, I ask you to consider even the house. So when it is this much sensitive matter that even in a house with our family members, we are careful about the things. Just imagine when you are in an organization. Just remember when you are part of social media. Okay, all the things are the same over there about privacy, because in this way the writer model definition of privacy. We all know what is privacy, but the way we define it and what is the main aspect of that is the masterpiece of the writer in this book. So the first one being not being intruded. So you know how much it gives any person peace of mind when they know they are not being intruded. The second one is the control over information. We all have some information that we don't want to share with anybody, and we just want to keep them confidential for ourselves or some trusted people. So privacy means that when we don't want other people know some information about us, that being respected. And the last one is freedom from surveillance, from being tracked, followed, watched. So what is the difference between this and the information part? Information is something that people may go to other sources to find out about us. For example, they go to our physician to get some information about us. But surveillance means that um, real-time control, and that's frustrating. So remember, from now on, although you have a very good understanding of privacy, when somebody asks you what are the main aspects of privacy, you can reference to this book and uh, say about uh, freedom from intrusion, control of information, and freedom from surveillance. And at any scale, people has the right to have them at their house, at their neighborhood, at their organization, at their society, at their country, at the world, and all those things. Of course, in special situation, there are some exceptions, but totally it talks about these facts. So you are getting a taste of this book because this book is very um, attractive to read and follow. So if you think you are interested in this type of material and you like to know in a more academic way some sort of knowledge and information in this field, absolutely I recommend this book. And all the materials are going to be like this, my friend. Now, in the previous one, we talked about key aspects of privacy. Here it's about new technology and new risks, and everything gonna be categorized in the same key aspects. So, for example, when we are talking about search query data, search engines collect many terabytes of data daily. And you know that how much, I know that how much the searches we do contain personal information, because many times the personal searches we put on Google search, it's about some very personal issues that we have and we want to solve them and we want to know more about them. So search engine collect many personal data about us. Data is analyzed to target advertising and develop new services. So we should know that all these data are going to be saved, and some has access to them. They are going to use them. They are going to analyze them. And the last one is, who gets to see this data? Why should we care? One of the points that you noticed when you get involved in this field, that still there is no strict, distinguishable, wholly understandable rules in this field. We talk about these things in last session, that we talk about Cambridge Analytica scandal, that although after each of these scandals some rules come to the field, but still there are no. And here you see the writer, the author, talk about something. It says, for example, we have so much personal information on search engines and they are being analyzed and they are being used for advertising. For example, we are searching for some disease and we get some, for example, um, advertising about some medicine. So it means that they know a lot about us. So what about this personal information that is part of privacy? And should we care about these things? Should we trust? And all those things are the points about privacy that with the new technology we need to consider again.